Hey family, what's going on everybody? How is everybody? Hey, happy Thursday night. Oh my goodness, I've been in training all day. I'm just getting an opportunity. I'm gonna tell y'all honest God truth, guys. I am tired. I am tired, but I'm gonna push through and drop this video. Thanks again, everybody, for all your support. I appreciate all my subscribers that have stayed with me. I appreciate the new subscribers. I apologize for the delay in getting y'all content, but I am trying my best to be on it and get it to you. Um, we're gonna talk about Jamal. I got some other stuff. I'm gonna talk to y'all about Malik Yoba. We're gonna have a good conversation about Malik Yoga, and it may surprise y'all, but I think y'all gonna. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get position right. I'm sitting on this stool, Jesus. All right. Uh, we gotta talk about Malik Yoba. We gotta talk about Benny Hinn. Um, I heard some stuff went down with Juanita Bonham and Mr. Bishop Weeks or something. I got to get some background information on that. A lot has been going on, but I promise you, we're gonna talk about it all. Okay, all right. But I want to continue our conversation about Jamal, because after I dropped my video about whether or not he is or is not a deadbeat dad, and I acknowledged that Larry Reid said that on his program, Larry Reid Live, that the woman that Jamal had the son with is the problem and not Jamal. I acknowledge that. But I acknowledged it and then followed up with saying, it's no excuse. It's no excuse. A woman does not control a man's ability to be a daddy to his child. Go to the courthouse. Get you some paperwork that says on such and such a day, on such and such a time, this child will be spending time with his daddy. And the mama don't have to be nowhere around for that to happen. And the reason why I'm mentioning that again is because Larry Reid just did another video and he brought it up again. Did it again, as though he is once again telling me he ain't a deadbeat daddy. I will also acknowledge and say this, that I am so thankful for my subscribers and for those individuals who come by and visit the page, because one of the individual, one of the members of the congregation left a comment and explained to me that while they were at Empowerment Temple, or while he was at Empowerment Temple, they always knew about the older children. He always acknowledged them. It never been a theme. And I appreciate that, because that's what I asked for. If I don't know, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. Give me the information. So I appreciate the comment. I do. Thank you. And I acknowledge that, okay? But I am concerned, y'all. I'm still bothered that if when he was in Baltimore, he acknowledged these children and people knew about them, that I just don't know why now that he's in Atlanta, he's not acknowledging his children. And I guess the reason why that rubs me the wrong way, or is bothering me, is because of the display that was made on Father's Day. You make a big display about your three daughters and you don't mention your other children. If I'm going to acknowledge one, I'm going to acknowledge them all. Or I ain't acknowledge none of them. Well, hey. Those girls were there in the church that day. Yeah, they were. So you talk about the fact that you are happy to have your girls here. I am so happy to have three of my children here with me today. There are a whole lot of ways to acknowledge the ones that are actually present and still acknowledge the ones that are not. Yeah, it's just me. And as I said before, y'all know Jamal ain't paying no bills over here, baby. I'm paying all of mine. And it's my opinion, but I'm telling you. And I also know that I'm not the only someone who feels this way. Okay? So I wanted to address that. I also wanted to address and go into a little bit deeper this dating situation between Jamal and Gizelle. Listen, I mentioned that they were dating and I left it alone because internally in my own personal conversation and my own personal thought, I felt like it was a money grab. I felt like not just a marriage of convenience, but a marriage of contractual agreement. You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that people quote all the time when they quote unquote giving a benediction, although this text of scripture ain't got nothing to do with no benediction. You know, that phrase that says, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. That wasn't no prayer of blessing. That dude was saying, baby, you better pray. The Lord, don't let me see you. Because I'm going to get you. Bless God. Hallelujah. Look, we do that all the time. We do that all the time. We take scriptures out of context all the time and then get mad if that folks living crazy. Well, you didn't taught them wrong. So exactly how they supposed to act. Okay, that's a conversation for another day, and we're going to have it. Getting back to Jamal and Gizelle, this marriage of contractual agreement, because that's what it is. And I didn't say anything before because it's just my own internal thought and belief and private conversation that I've been having with everybody that I have conversations with. But I feel obliged and okay to say it now because Tweet's daughter has said it now. Posted it on her, not only on her Instagram page, but Larry Reid had her on his show to talk about the post that she made. Why do you say that? Well, let me tell you why. Because I watched The Real House of Potomac, which is the show that Gizelle is on. And Gizelle has made comments about Jamal while being on the show. Not only Jamal, but herself. And if you guys haven't watched the season finale, well, not the season finale, I'm sorry, but what's it called? The reunion. The first episode of the reunion. Gizelle says on that episode, they asked everybody on the couch if they thought that therapy was working for Gizelle. And there's a resounding quietness. Don't nobody say nothing. Yeah, but the resounding agreement was no. And this woman, Gizelle Bryant, had the nerve to say, I thought everybody was missing that sensitivity gene. Everybody who? Why would everybody be missing a sensitivity gene? You have no compassion for anybody but yourself. And you're telling me that the Lord is leading you to remarry Jamal Bryant and be the first lady of New Birth. But you don't have no compassion. If you don't have no compassion and you don't have no sympathy and you don't have no empathy, then tell me how in the hell, yeah, I said it. That's one time where I think the cussing need to be had. How in the hell is you going to help the people of New Birth? There are situations and events that happen and go on with women that they may not feel comfortable taking to their male pastor. So they'll go talk to the first lady. You don't have no sensitivity. How you going to help? But that's the office, that's the place, that's the position that you want me to believe that the Lord is calling you to. No. No. Nah. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Too much common sense, too much study of the word, and too much education. I'll tell you something else. On that same show, Gizelle says that Jamal had been trying a long time. He had been pursuing her. Okay. Well, wasn't it just a year ago that he was in a relationship with Tweet? I thought that was questionable. I thought that was questionable. I did. I thought that relationship was a publicity stunt. More so for Jamal than Tweet. I did. I wasn't. I was just waiting on that to pass. Jamal had not been really into anything positive. Things for him were bleak when he came out with he's dating Tweet. And all of a sudden, interest and love for him came again because people love Tweet. Tweet's a wonderful lady. Yes, in the R&B world, but has not, to my knowledge, now if y'all know something, y'all help me, but to my knowledge, she's always carried herself to be a respectable lady. Even in the R&B world, she did what she did. She made her money. She used her gifts and her talents and did what she did, but it was always done in a very respectful way, in my opinion. What I know and what I've seen. Now, if it's some stuff I miss, some things I don't know, I'm always open to say, I don't know everything. I ain't perfect. My opinion ain't the only one. So if you got something, give it to me because I want to know. I want to be informed. I'm not one of these people who form an opinion and think that everybody else needs to form their opinion to fit mine. No, I know how to make adjustments when and if I need to and don't have a problem with doing it. Okay? And so I thought that was just something that Jamal was doing in order to gain notoriety. In addition to the fact that relationship came right on the heels of the show that they had, right? They had a show, Jamal, John Gray, I think Dewey Smith, I think it was called The Preachers, y'all. Y'all help me with that. Help me with that and tell me if I'm right or wrong. But I know they had a show. The name might be wrong, but I know that they had a show. Everybody, all the men preachers that was on that show was married except Jamal. He always introduced Tweet as his lady or his woman or whatever. And I always wondered if his relationship with Tweet was to try to help make that show, kind of blow up. Yeah. Because isn't it interesting that after the show got canceled, the relationship came? I'm just saying. Okay. But anywho, I digress. It's a joke to me. It's a plot and a plan. And then you got to ask yourself about Gizelle. If Jamal has been trying to get back with you, then why all of a sudden now are you ready to see? Let's work it. Let's see. Why now? Why now? Why not when he was still in Baltimore, when y'all were closer together? Because he getting way more money than he was getting in Baltimore. Because he's in a much better financial position now than he was when he was in Baltimore. After all of that foolishness that he was doing with you, with all them outside women and getting these outside babies and his church splitting and all this kind of stuff, that man fell into a financial rut. And although Tweet's daughter didn't say this, I feel like Tweet liked him or loved him or something and really was in it and probably gave some of her finances to help Jamal get out of that financial situation he was in. And then after he gets free financially, then he gets free of Tweet. I don't need you no more. And the one thing we do know about Gizelle is she know how to keep her mouth closed. Shh. Yeah, when he was out there doing all that tipping and tapping and dipping and dapping, we didn't find out that from Gizelle. We found that out from the street committee. The street committee put out their news report. That's my opinion. There it is. Man. All right. So I wanted to address that. And I wasn't going to address it, but now that it's out there, baby, I feel real compelled that I'm able to talk about it. And all of this, of course, y'all know is allegedly. It is my opinion. Okay, it is my opinion. Anytime I got some facts, I give them to you. And I ain't got no problem keep giving them to you. I page y'all those voicemail on John Gray. Whatever I get that I can show you all why I feel the way I feel, I give it to you. But if it's my opinion, I tell you it's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. Now, if you disagree, you know how I feel over here on my channel. You are welcome to disagree, but let's do it respectfully. I don't call nobody out of their name. I'm not attacking nobody, even the people that I am giving my opinion about. So if you disagree with me, disagree. But let's do it respectfully, okay? All right. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about as it relates to Jamal is Kanye West. Did y'all see that Jamal Bryant brought Kanye West to the church house on Sunday? Ooh. There are a lot of saints that is upset about that occurring. Now, y'all may find this strange, being that I said that I loved the fact that Leandria went and talked with Iana, Miss Van Zandt. I know I'm not pronouncing her first name right, and I apologize on the front end. I just can't get that L to come out like it's supposed to. And I told y'all that I felt like Iana was being used by God to do things for God's people that the church, unfortunately, is just not in a position to do like it used to. Well, I was troubled. I wasn't troubled by Leanna going to talk to Ms. Van Zandt, but I was troubled about Kanye. Now, I was troubled. I stopped watching. Actually, I stopped watching before Kanye. And then when I saw that it was Kanye, I looked a little bit. Then when I realized, oh Lord Jesus, then I stopped watching again. A couple of things. And I'm trying to be fair and honest, right? I don't know if my issue with Kanye being at the church is an issue as much as the whole church service was an issue for me this Sunday. I didn't understand Ivy Hilliard's message. I mean, I understood it, but I didn't understand it. And it put a bad shadow on Jamal to a small extent. And I think he knew it, and he tried to fix it by the way he handled things when he got the mic back. Right? You got IV preaching about these $10,000 seeds. And then after he preaches, he's asking, taking up an offering, and he's asking these folks to give $1,000. And then Jamal, he gives Jamal the mic, and Jamal comes, and instead of continuing to flow in the money grab, Jamal started asking folks they want Jesus and they won't come join church. I love that. That I loved. Because that reminded me of the Jamal I saw a Sunday, was it the Sunday before or a couple of Sundays before? He was preaching and he hit a point in the sermon that to me felt like the heavens opened and God himself stepped down in that church to meet the people. And I sat back and I said, I see and feel the move of God. I wonder if he would let God continue to move or if he'll cut him off so he can stay on time. Because if one thing you notice when he always preaching, he keep talking about, I know I'm holding you too long. I know I'm too long. I got to let you go. So somewhere along the line, him and the deacon board or the trustee board or whatever board he meets with and had a conversation about the length of time that the people are in church. Because he keeps mentioning it all the time. And the only reason why you do that is if you had a conversation, like time was an issue. It's a concern. Okay. So I was wondering if he was going to stick to the script or if he was actually going to just let God move. And I was happily surprised to see that he was willing to forego the sermon to meet the needs of the people and let God move. And I like that. I mean, that brother had drug dealers, drug users. I mean, you I mean, you name it, man. They were at the altar. And I appreciate that. And I kind of was able to reach back at that time and put that on Jamal this past Sunday. But it was a struggle to do it, man, because Ivy Hilliard preaches on faith and seed sowing. I mean, that's what he does. That's what he does. That's his ministry. Prosperity ministry is his ministry. That's what he does. So I wasn't shocked and surprised to hear a message on faith as it relates to your giving and your sacrificial giving on top of that. But it was so obvious that that wasn't a message that the people needed to hear or wanted to hear. Now, I understand that Jamal has these wonderful projects and plans that he's trying to accomplish. I understand that the biggest goal he has is to make that ministry debt free. And because they have a lot of stuff, they got a lot of debt. and the only way you get debt taken care of is you're going to pay off some, if not all, or God may bless and touch the heart of a creditor who says, don't worry about it. You don't have to pay me another cent. And the debt gets canceled. That does happen. But until that debt cancellation comes, you got to pay them notes. So I get it. And I get that they are in debt because from the time of the scandal to the time of Jamal getting there and start actually actively raising money, they were in debt. And we know that because the interim pastor video went viral on him doing a closeout of a service where he was talking about what all he had done as the interim pastor of New Birth, and the fact that New Birth chose the hireling Jamal over a true man of God was going to cause trouble or destruction to come on that house. That's interesting. That was interesting, because I do believe, although I like Jamal, he's a wonderful orator, and the way that he can expound on the scripture in a way that makes it really relevant to what people are going through, like at the time he's preaching, is outstanding. It really is. Can't take that away from the brother. He's a great orator, and he knows how to speak to the current issue affecting the people of the day. You can't take that away from him. It's his gift. It's calling, whatever you want to call it. He's gifted in being able to do that. Shucks, I lost my train of thought, y'all. Yeah, he's gifted and able to do that. Okay, so that ability with that ability, you use that as a way to draw people and reestablish faith and trust that people got in the ministry, in order that will free them and allow them to give, knowing that the money is going where it says it's going. And so far, he's been able to do that. That makes it a good business decision for the board. Yes. Yes. So often when we speak of the church, all we want to talk about is the spiritual side. That's all we want to deal with. It's the spirit. And am I telling you that's not important? Of course not. I'm not telling you that. But to say that there is not a business side to ministry is foolish. It's retarded. You can't do ministry without money. How? How you going to feed the homeless? And you can't afford to buy the food to feed them. How you going to clothe the homeless? But you can't afford to buy no socks, blankets, nothing. Some stuff is given from agencies and organizations and people. But sometimes, guys, you got to be independently sufficient to do the work of ministry. Sometimes you don't have access. You don't have a relationship with the organizations to be able to have them give you the free stuff to give to the people. So sometimes you either got to go in your pocket, or you got to ask the congregants to go in their pocket, and we together buy what is needed to take care of God's people. So there's no way to do ministry with no money. You can't have no missions over in Africa and no money. How you gonna get the folks over there to do the mission? Lord Jesus. The folk coming to the church out, but there ain't no lights. How we gonna have a nice service? We gonna have a shut-in in the dead of the heat of summer. Like right now, we at 99, 100-degree weather here in Mississippi. How you gonna have a shut-in, but you ain't got no electricity, and you ain't got no air? Come on, man. Stop it. So it was a good business decision. Jamal was the guy who was going to get the people in the seats, and getting the people in the seats bring money into the house. Don't mean they're not serious about saving souls. It just means that we ain't going to save no souls at this building if we don't get no money in here, because they're going to foreclose. We're going to be having church in the parking lot. Not that you can't. Not that you can't. Okay. I digress. Kanye, I'm just concerned. I don't know. Kanye flips on and off depending on whether he is or is not on his medication. Can anybody change? Yes. Yes. There are some people who have been in Hollywood that is a lover of Christ, believes Christ, living a life of Christ. Kanye hadn't done that. Just out of the blue, all of a sudden, we look up and now he's having church services. I don't know. And listen, I am not trying to cut Kanye off from God and say God can't deliver and God can't change and God can't save. Of course he can. I just want to make sure it's real. And it's not a period of time that he's going through that he's on the meds or off the meds or having some other type of mental situation going on. I mean, check this out now. R. Kelly gets in trouble and he comes out with, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. Right? And as soon as he got out of that trouble, he went back to put my key in the ignition. You know, whatever. I don't know the words to that, but you know what I'm saying. The remix, the bump and grind or whatever. You know, he went back. He went back. Kanye has been in and out of the spotlight, in and out of the good graces of the people for a long time for the foolishness he said. He listen now. Listen. All of this came off the heels of him saying slavery was a choice. I don't want the people to be bamboozled. I just don't. And I do not believe that Jamal had a sit-down conversation with Kanye about his theological position. I just don't. I just don't. I really believe it's a stunt. I think it's a stunt to get the butts in the chairs. And the only concern and problem that I have with tricks to get people to come to the house is if you trick them to get them in, you got to trick them to keep them. If you got to use a gimmick to get them in, you got to keep using gimmicks to keep them. And I'm just concerned. I told you, I like Jamal. But I'm concerned. I was concerned in the beginning when I saw a video of Jamal being in the foyer, wherever they were in the church, and he was meeting and greeting with when he walks out of the church, he walks out and he's out there to greet the people as they come out. And one day while he was out greeting the people, I hear in the background, it's a line dance. Hey, what's the name of the song? Hey. Oh God, y'all. Wobble wobble. Wobble wobble. That's what I heard. Wobble wobble. In the background. Do y'all hear me? In the church. And there was a young boy out there dancing to it. In the church. Do y'all hear me? Let me see. I'm gonna make sure that I'm telling y'all right, that this is the right song that I was listening to. I think it's the wobble. That's what they call it, right? Wobble wobble. Y'all give me a second, cause I want to make sure I'm right. I don't want to tell y'all wrong about what I heard in the church house. If it ain't heard what I heard in the church house, I don't know why it's taking so long. Well, I believe that's what it was. I believe it was the wobble, wobble, wobble. Yeah, Jesus, Jesus. Dun, 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 shake it, shake it. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. It was a wobble dance in the church. I got concerned. I got concerned then. I'm like, I don't understand. Why is we playing the wobble wobble in the church? This is it right here, y'all. Ain't that the wobble dance? Ain't that the wobble dance? Let me see. So from the beginning, the song says they in the club. Somehow I believe we're supposed to be impacting the world and not the world impacting the church. And I'm not saying Kanye can't get saved. I'm not saying Kanye can't get delivered. I'm not saying Kanye can't change. If I can and you can and anybody else can, he can. I'm saying we need our leaders to make sure that when they're bringing artists in, especially artists that we have known to be secular, and that's all we've known them as, let's make sure that their walk is matching the words that are coming out of their mouth, because you're putting these people up in front of the people of God. And not everybody in the house is a mature saint who's eating on milk. You got a lot of them that still drink. That's eating on meat. That's eating on meat. There are not a lot of mature saints in the house that's eating on meat. Most of the saints is drinking milk. Some of the saints, bless God, ain't even walking, ain't even crawling. They're real baby. They're baby. Okay? And so we need the leaders in the house to make sure that whomever they're bringing to us and putting up in front of us, that these are strong saints in the Lord. Hallelujah. That's going to be exemplifying Christ in front of the people, that ignite and empower us to want to live better and live right. I ain't got nothing to say about Kanye. I don't know what his conversion is real. I'm saying I got questions. And I just want to make sure that before we start bringing these secular folks into the house, that they save for real. Okay? And the only reason why I can think that Jamal thought that this was okay and acceptable is because Bishop Eddie Long brought T.I. in there one time. Talking about and I'm not saying that you can't bring these rappers in to talk to your young people and help them understand that, listen, guys, I'm getting paid. I have to, as the county prosecutor, I am faced with and have to deal with young people and old all the time coming into justice court over foolishness. And this is one thing that I say to them all the time. Listen, boo-boo, If you got a TV network writing you $1 million check to act a fool in the middle of the street, then by all means, boo-boo, make your money. Going out there in the street and act a fool. But if ain't nobody paying you to be out in the street acting a fool, what is you out there for? Because the only thing that acting a fool in the middle of the street gets you is arrested. Come on, man. So if you want to bring one of your hip hoppers or one of your reality TV folks in on a Saturday to talk to your young people to help them understand that this is not the way people live for real in real life, don't get it twisted, I'm okay with that. But to bring them in on a Sunday morning and prop them up in front of your people like they are the example of Christ when you know they living like the devil? No. No. Jamal is he on it. He on it right now. He on it. All eyes on him. But I want to hear what you guys got to say. That's my opinion. This video was kind of lengthy. I apologize for some. There are others that say they've been wanting the videos to be longer. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. I try to keep it short and simple because I know that's what the masses kind of like. Short and sweet to the point. But I hope you enjoy the commentary. I hope you enjoy the content. If you are not a subscriber, I hope you will hit that subscribe button. I hope you will hit the bell. So when I drop the next video, because another one is coming, you'll get the notification and you can go ahead on and watch it quick, right? I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you. I appreciate the support. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better because we got a lot to talk about. There's a sister that said, man, hey, we glad you back. But while you've been gone, a whole lot been happening. And I know that it has. And we're going to talk about it all. But right now, I'm riding Jamal. Because I want to know. I want to understand. If you were acknowledging your children in Baltimore, why you so quiet about them in Atlanta? Okay? And, and this relationship with Gizelle, come on, man. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. It works for the both of you. It serves its purpose. I'm okay with that. I hope it's for love. But I just don't see how God gonna call Gizelle Bryant to be your wife again, but she don't have no sympathy and no compassion. How is she gonna help you do ministry? And 3, Kanye West. Is this brother saved for real? Oh, the concert was off the chain, and the things he said was good. But Satan can talk good. Satan can even live right for a little while. For a little while. But if you keep watching, eventually the truth is going to fall out. And what I don't want to have happen is for Jamal to use Kanye to draw people into the church, only to have the truth of Kanye come out. And now people are feeling bamboozled, led astray. Because sometimes when people get hurt like that, there's no way to ever get them back. So we want to be careful that we don't become a stumbling block, or that we don't put a stumbling block in front of people. All right? All right, y'all. As usual, I love you. I thank you. Oh, I hope God continues to bless you. And I will see you next time. I'm telling you, hit that subscribe button because another video is on the way. We got to talk about Malik Yoba. We got to talk about Benny Hinn. What you say? We got a lot to talk about. All right. So the videos are coming. God bless you, y'all. We'll see you next time.